If you've been training for years and you still look skinny fat, it isn't your training or your nutrition. You've been trying to build muscle and lose fat at the same time, and as a result, you've been getting neither. I'm Charlie, I've coached over 500 guys through the exact same problem, and I used to struggle with the exact same thing myself in my early years. Here is my 4-stage system that fixes that for good. Stage 1 is going to be an aggressive cut for the first 8 to 12 weeks. And the purpose behind this is to shred body fat quickly whilst holding the muscle that you do have at the minute and prime your body for the phase that comes next. I know this feels wrong, so you're going to have to stay with me on this one. If you're skinny fat, your instinct is probably to go into a gaining phase and try and put on some muscle first. Getting a lean starting point does a couple of things. From a physiological perspective, it is going to make your body more sensitive to food, increase your insulin sensitivity, and increase your nutrient partitioning. If you start a gaining phase too fat, a couple of things are going to happen. Number one, you won't stick to it for long enough, and you'll quit before you've spent long enough in the phase to actually build a decent return of muscle. And number two, your body's just not going to respond as efficiently as it could do to food, to the phase, to recovery, all things you're going to need to build a considerable amount of muscle. Cutting first and starting from a lean start point is going to give you the runway, it's going to give you the buffer to spend a minimum of 20 weeks up to 30 weeks in a gaining phase, and you won't bail too quickly because you've got too fat and you're not happy with yourself. And a short-term bonus to cutting first, it's actually going to make you look a little bit bigger because the muscle you do have isn't being covered up by body fat. That's a little motivational hack you can use to keep you in the game and actually stick to it. Now, every other fitness video you've clicked on when you're trying to get rid of being skinny fat has probably mentioned the word recomp and trying to talk you into that. But what they probably didn't tell you is recomping only works for two types of people. Number one, the complete beginner. They've never been to the gym before in their life. You can lose body fat and build a lot of muscle at the same time here. And person number two is the man that has previously had a lot of muscle mass. They might have stopped training, they might have got injuries, they might have had kids. That person is going to be able to tap into a lot of muscle memory, and the muscle they had previously is going to come back pretty quickly regardless. If you've trained for years and you're still skinny fat, that is literally proof that recomp isn't working for you, so you can ignore anyone that is saying that. Another year spent at maintenance trying to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time, you'll end up just looking the same like you have to get to this point so far. The cut isn't just for aesthetic purposes, just so you look and feel a bit better after the first 8 to 12 weeks. It is to give you that productive runway so you can spend a considerable amount of time away from dieting, actually building your physique. Get in, get out, get the job done. 8 to 12 weeks. Stage 2 is the phase that I see every guy skip, and it is the reverse diet. It is a 4 to 6 week period spent bringing your food back up again and taking that cardio back down until your body weight stabilizes and your body has fully recovered from the deficit that you've just been in. If you try to skip this phase and go straight into a gaining phase, you're not going to come out of it how you want to. I see guys cock this up all the time. After 8 to 12 weeks of aggressive cutting, your metabolic rate is suppressed, you have a lot of food noise, and it's so easy to fuck it at this point, go and eat a shitload of food and lose all that condition you just worked so hard for. The last thing you want is rapid fat gain when you've just finished the dieting phase, because this is literally just going to undo the 8 to 12 weeks of work you've put in and mean it's just been wasted time. The protocol and how I approach this with my clients is typically a 300 to 500 calorie bump in week 1, and we take a good 20-25% of cardio down. Then after that, what you want to do is monitor your photos, monitor the weight, try to get them to stabilize, increasing 100 to 150 calories at the time, mainly from carbohydrate, as that's going to fuel your training performance. And then just bring that cardio down 5 to 10% a week until it gets to a manageable point. You never want to completely remove it though. By the end of week 4, you should be eating a significant amount more food, roughly 800 to 1,000 calories more per day. Your body weight should have stabilized at this point, and you'll actually be looking a lot better at this point as well, because your muscles are a lot more full from the carbohydrate and the glycogen. You've now got the perfect platform to go into a productive gaining phase. You've captured all of the hard work in the cut, and you've taken away all of the negatives of low food, low energy, and your body is primed and ready to grow at this point. Stage 3 is where the physique actually gets built now. As a minimum, you want to be looking at 20 weeks in a growing phase, especially as a natural. Ideally, you want to be pushing 30, even a little bit higher than that if your body composition is still in a decent place. This is the longest phase, but it is by far the most important one if you are skinny fat, because this is where the physique development, this is where you're actually going to see change. Problem is, most lads will quit at this point because they can't see the progress like they could when they were cutting. It isn't as visible, it is a slower process. They get bored, they get distracted, and they end up not following through with it. You want to be targeting about 1 to 1.5 kilos of body weight gain per month, not per week, per month, giving you a nice controlled rate of gain at this period of time. If you try and go too fast with your rate of gain, you're not just going to build more muscle, you're just going to put on a shitload more body fat, which you're going to have to take off. If you're too conservative with it and you're too scared to see body weight increases, you're going to massively limit your ability to train harder in the gym, and as a result, build more muscle tissue. You've got to find that right balance, and there is a sweet spot. I'd recommend trying to sit roughly 200 to 400 calories above your maintenance point point, eating anywhere from 2 to 3 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. Training at this point can start to increase. You can increase the volume you're doing in the gym, so more sets, more intensifiers, and every set wants to be taken to complete muscular failure. So you're sending that signal to your body that it needs to build more muscle tissue. You should be tracking every workout you're doing. It's so important at this point that you shift from an aesthetic focus to measure how well you're doing to a complete performance shift. Looking at your weights, the reps, how many PRs you're hitting, if your form is on point. If you're not logging your sessions, if you're not following a training plan, you are leaving so much progress on the table, and this may explain why you're still skinny fat. If you want a full breakdown on how to set up this gaining phase and have a successful gaining phase, put a full guide in the description below for Natty Muscle Gain. It's going to help you map out everything from your nutrition to your training, to know when to take mini cuts, to know when to have refeed days, to when to deload. Every aspect you need to be covered is in that guide. It's the same framework that I use with all of my one-to-one clients to get them some ridiculous fucking results, and you can get it for free. Click the link below in the description and download it now. The reason this stage is for a minimum of 20 weeks up to 30 plus weeks is because muscle building is slow as a natural client. Most coaches will lie to you about this because honest timelines don't sell programs. That isn't what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you guys get the knowledge you actually need to break that skinny fat cycle. Anyone who's trying to tell you it can be done quicker than that, they're literally just trying to sell you something, so don't fall for it. So you've nailed your cut, you've nailed your reverse diet, you've nailed your gaining phase. Now is the fun bit. This is the revealing phase. This is the final cut. This is an 8 to 10 week cutting period, and it is a lot easier than the first cut you've done. You're coming into this cut off a lot more food that you've built up over the course of your gaining phase. You're also coming into it with a shitload more muscle mass than you had before. So now it's time to reveal it. And if you've done the other 3 phases right, this will feel a lot smoother. The whole purpose behind this is to lose the body fat that you've gained, but also then hold the muscle mass you have. So it's important that you set up your training and everything like that for the recovery purposes you need. Same setup before with your deficit. Keeping your protein nice and high. If you take a 500 to 700 calorie deficit a day, it won't be too extreme and you won't be risking muscle mass. By the end of the 8 weeks of this cut, you will see all of the hard work that you've put in throughout that gaining phase finally come and crystallize. I'm going to put some photos on the screen of my one-to-one client Tate. He's been through this exact cycle so you can see his progress. You can see when he started with me, when he got to his photo shoot, when he got to the end of his gaining phase, and now at the end of his second cut. And the difference is he's about 3 kilos up in scale weight between his first cut and his second cut. That is a shitload of muscle mass to have built in the space of just 1 year. If you look at the timeline we put together, 8 to 12 weeks, 4 weeks for the reverse diet, 20 to 30 weeks for the gaining phase, and then the final cut being another 8 weeks, you're looking at around a year for the timeline here. And I know that probably isn't why you clicked on this video and what you wanted to hear. If you look at all the other videos out there, they're telling you they can fix this in 8, 10, 12 weeks. The fact that you've been training for years and you still haven't been able to break the skinny fat should tell you everything you need to know. Stop looking for the quick fixes and focus on doing it properly once and doing it the right way. And then for the years to come, this isn't going to be something you have to worry about anymore. It's funny because the honest timeline is the only one that ever actually fucking works. If you commit to this properly, the guy watching this video right now in 12 months time will look completely different. And if you want help running this directly with me, the 4-stage system applied to your training, your nutrition, your lifestyle, fully tailored to your requirements. I've got a link in the bio below. There is a one-to-one application form that will take you no longer than 60 seconds to fill out, and I'll be in contact to have a call with you. I work with lads who are serious about stopping going around in circles and want to break that cycle for good. We'll cut through all of the noise, we'll cut through all the bullshit, we'll cut through all of the fake timelines and map out what this actually looks like for you. So there's a link below in the description if that sounds like something you're interested in. Give this video a like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let me know where you're at in the comments below with your journey. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.